this is your instructor Joy. This is a passage that we're going to work on today. So as you can see, there's a multiple spiccatos happening. This is also one of the hard ones for all of us, for violinists. So I'm going to talk about spiccatos and also different kind of spiccatos that's been used in specific part. This was Paganini Caprice 24, first variation. So here there are two types of spiccatos happening, which is your separate bow and the work multiple up bows. So those I'm going to talk about. Before I get into these different types of spiccatos, let's see what is spiccatos. Spiccatos are sometimes, so when you see the music, those are those dots. Those dots are written above or below the notes. One could play as a staccato or spiccato. Spiccato we say often when the bow is sprung. So when it sounds like this, that's a spiccato we call it. General mechanics of spiccatos are like a detache, which is this one, but near the end the bow gets lifted up tiny bit. So it's something like this, like that. So if you want to exercise spiccato, you want to first to maybe start with a near froth and see if you can do healthy legatos, meaning allow all your finger joint, especially the thumb, be very relaxed and just move along without active involvement, just like that. And near the end, you can lift up a little. When we lift up the bow, try not to lift up upwards too much, but rather sideways. That way, the reason being, if you get off too much of the string, you might succeed the first spiccato, but when you get the second one, you're too far away from the string, therefore it's not always easy to gain your control. However, when the spiccatos are fast stroke, we like to move same thing a little, maybe upper part, but still maybe below lower half part of the bow. But we like to throw a little more. In this case, when you throw the bow a little more, still sideways a little off the string, that gets shorter spiccatos. Often we use faster spiccatos, which is used in this specific Paganini piece. Here, there are two types of spiccatos happening, which is this one, yeah, so like a legato but gets off near the end, like that, or there's something like this, like this. Yeah, so there's a couple like that. So this one, since there are multiple up bows one after the other, it is sometimes hard for us to do that because it is unnatural for our arm to do many up bow onwards, and so we have to deal with lifting the bow while keeping in control, meaning make sure your right shoulder doesn't get overly tense. So here there are two movements that are very important. Your finger joint move very actively like that. I don't know if you can see, like this. So the other way. Oops. Like that. So it is important for you to be able to move this way. If this could take a little time for you to develop the finger muscle. So if you think it's hard for you to do, then as an exercise, leave the bow as a legato, as a on tetache, meaning bow on the string, and see, without moving shoulder, elbow and wrist, just from the movement of joints, see if you can use the bow like this. You can make a little of scale exercise with it to develop your finger joint muscle. Once you have done it, then see if you can do the same thing, but lift the bow up sideways at the end of the stroke, like this. Up, up. Yeah. See if you're comfortable, then see if you can do only down, up. One after the other. Then, in this particular one, like this one, the way you do it is first throw your bow, see where springs naturally, which is often, so your bow is curved like that, there's a dipper in here. Often there springs naturally. That's why we bend the bow this way, so it has a natural spring part. You might know in Baroque era, 100 years ago, the bow was curved the other way. But then, violins got more virtuosic, and then they came up with a different shape of the bow, which is right now we have, so that you can do fancy bow stroke like this, yeah, like that. So now, see if you can find a bow where it springs easily. When you found it, then see if you can use your finger joint. You can do up again, like that. Once you find that spot, while you do this upper spiccatos using your finger joint, then your elbow gets tiny bit higher. Yeah. Here it's very important, even though your lower arm or elbow gets tiny bit higher, your shoulder has to stay absolutely relaxed. Yeah. So those are two different kind of spiccatos that you use here. Now, when it comes to intonation and playing, just being able to play through while controlling this bow, jumping bows everywhere, it's hard enough. So I suggest that you first forget about all these bows, just practice legato, get to the calm zone, and see if you can find a note. So let's see. This part, we have grace note, then here sustaining note. Sorry. So understand, the most important note is the sustaining note. So make sure that one is in tune. Then stretch your first and second finger backwards like that. So, yeah. And then from your big shifting, find the sustaining notes first. Like again. Sorry. Now here's big shifting. Yeah. Then on and on like that. So always find the sustaining notes here. That way you get comfortable finding that note, so that your hand get used to getting to the position to make the sustaining notes well. At the beginning there are repeats. Repeats are optional, it's up to you. You can just play through it once, or repeat just one session, or repeat both sessions, it's up to you. I like to do the first session repeat, because it's the first time that happening, the first variation show off, so you want to show the audience a bit. So first time, however, I like to do a little different. First time I do a separate combination of separate spiccatos and upper spiccatos like this. Second time, I like to do multiple upper spiccatos, that way it gets a little softer and maybe sounds a bit different than first time. Oh, sorry. So when I play all in performance, it would be like this. Like that, yeah? So I hope this video was helpful. This might take a little while to master, but just be patient. When you play Paganini piece or anything technically challenging pieces, one has to be very careful with muscles. So sometimes you might get pain because you are overstretching or doing new movement in your hand. Then be patient. Don't push it through. Rather take slowly and give a little break. If you feel a certain pain on your left hand or right arm, wherever, then try 2-3 minutes and a little break again. Maybe then increase gradually so that your body builds the muscle. Because one could get really injured if you don't respect your body. Yeah? I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.